Hello and welcome to the Locked On Cardinals podcast for Monday, August the 23rd of 2021. I'm Lucas Smith. We are talking Adam Wainwright today. We're talking the disappointing series against the Pittsburgh Pirates today. We're going to have the highest of highs with Wainwright and the lowest of lows with the rest of the series. All that coming up on today's Locked On Cardinals.
You are Locked On Cardinals, your daily St. Louis Cardinals podcast, part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
What's up, everybody? Happy Monday. Welcome into the show. Once again, I'm Lucas Smith, host of the podcast, and I hope you guys had a good weekend despite the Cardinals dropping 2 out of 3 games to the Pittsburgh Pirates. And not only that, but they dropped 2 out of 3 games to the Pittsburgh Pirates at home in Busch Stadium in St. Louis. And that is just a disappointment of all disappointments. And I know that there are a lot of Cardinal fans out there that might not think the Cardinals are a playoff team necessarily, but I think we can all sit down and agree on the fact the Cardinals should be better than the Pittsburgh Pirates. We know for a fact that Adam Wainwright is better than the Pittsburgh Pirates because Adam Wainwright was dominant yet again against the Buccos, this time coming back at St. Louis in his third start against Pittsburgh this season. And he's probably going to line up to get another one next weekend when they play a 4-game set back at PNC Park. So we're going to start with the positive of all positives, and that is Adam Wainwright breaking down his start from Sunday afternoon as he just dominates Pittsburgh, as well as the pretty okay offensive performance on Sunday. But nevertheless, it was a mediocre, subpar, bad offensive performance on both Friday and Saturday. Today's episode is brought to you in part by Locked On MLB. Be sure to join Walking Baseball Encyclopedia Paul Francis Sullivan, but please call him Sully as he takes you a look through the majors, both past and present, with exciting interviews and downs from around the league, including guests like myself. I've been on a handful of times, so be sure to join that podcast. Subscribe to this podcast on your favorite podcasting app, or if you're watching on the new YouTube channel right now, I greatly appreciate it. Be sure to follow me on Twitter at LJFastball, and you can follow the show on Twitter at LO_Cardinals. There's a Twitter handle on the YouTube page. So Adam Wainwright, yesterday, here he goes. 8 shutout innings, gives up just 2 hits, strikes out 9, and just absolutely dominates and takes over this Pittsburgh Pirate lineup. He has been dominant against Pittsburgh all season, and it has been absolutely no secret to anybody that he has been dominant against the Pittsburgh Pirates. His computer's etching up just a bit. My apologies. There we go. YouTube page is giving me little fits. I apologize for that. He has been dominant against the Pittsburgh Pirates all season. The stats back that up. In 3 starts against the Pittsburgh Pirates, 23 innings pitched, 10 hits, an earned run, a walk, 24 strikeouts. That is a .39 ERA. That's right, a .39 ERA. That is as good as you can get. The 1 run came back in a June start against the Pittsburgh Pirates. When Adam Wainwright went 6 innings, gave up just 1 hit. It was the home run that ended up being the difference. But Adam Wainwright has been quite literally a lifesaver to this team here in 2021. Because when Jack Flaherty went down, this team did not have an ace. It didn't. And Adam Wainwright has stepped up, not just since Jack Flaherty went down. It wasn't just when Flaherty went down that Wainwright said, okay, I'm going to step up. I'm going to pitch really well this year. Adam Wainwright has pitched incredible every single step of since before Flaherty went down and now after. Yeah, he had a couple of rough starts early, but in his last 7 starts, he's got a 1.76 ERA. He's 5-1, 51 and a third innings, just 10 earned run, 36 hits, 7 walks. That's key. I'll get to that in a moment. 7 walks, 44 strikeouts, a .84 WHIP. This is going to be his lowest ERA since 2014 if it stays on track. And now it's lower than it was last season. It sits at 3.10 according to MLB.com. He's got 12 wins on the season, 162 and 2/3 of an inning, on pace to have the highest inning total since 2016 when he went 198 and 2/3 of an innings. Adam Wainwright, just unbelievable. It's unbelievable what he's doing. Not only is it unbelievable because he's just so not so old, he's 39, but it's just unbelievable that he's been able to do this because we really know what you're going to get from Adam Wainwright. You know you're going to get a cutter, a curve, a sinker, maybe a changeup and a fastball. But 30% of the time, it's the hook. As I like to say on the broadcast, it's the old Uncle Charlie. And then that's his Twitter handle, for crying out loud, Uncle Charlie 50. And usually when a pitcher has just one pitch that they go to so often over and over again, that's going to be a reliever. It's Mariano Rivera's cutter. It's Trevor Hoffman's changeup. But no, Adam Wainwright's curveball has stood the test of time for so long that even as a starter, he has one pitch that he can go to any count, any situation, and feel pretty confident about it, no matter what the situation is, or the count, like I just mentioned, the lead, whether the runner's on base, no matter what. Wainwright feels good about that curveball, and it is a lethal curveball, in my opinion, one of the best of all time, especially from a starter standpoint, because usually as a starter, you want to have 3 or 4, 5 pitches that you can go to in any given count. But Wainwright has been able to know how to pitch in, out, up, down. I know it might be a cliche, but he knows how to pitch, not throw, and that curveball is a very good example of that. Adam Wainwright, the key point that I mentioned him in his last 7 starts, he's got just 7 walks in those last 7 starts. In his last 15 starts, he's got 20 walks, and on the season, in 25 starts, he has just a minuscule amount of, 39 walks. That's something that the other Cardinals need to take note of. Whether it's KK Kim, whether it's Alex Reyes, Giovanni Gallegos, anybody in the bullpen, John Gant when he was still here, could have used these notes and knowledge. But Adam Wainwright continues to show that when you don't walk anybody, or when you walk very few amounts of people, things tend to go well for you. Make players put the ball in play. And I know from an offensive standpoint, the goal is to put balls in play. But nevertheless, as a pitcher, don't put Freeman on base. It's the oldest trick in the book. It's the thing coaches have been saying since T-ball, even, or I guess not T-ball. You don't pitch in T-ball, but since Little League, don't walk, throw strikes. Adam Wainwright has done that and more. He really wanted to go out there for the 9th inning today, pleading his case with Mike Schilt. I would have liked to seen him go 9 innings, maybe get Alex Reyes another day of rest, because the Cardinals do have an off day today before a quick little 2-game set with the Tigers. But 8 innings out of a 39-year-old is remarkable. And it's remarkable that Adam Wainwright is doing this at age 39. He's pitching like he did when he was 29. He's literally pitching like he was 10 years ago. And that is how much Adam Wainwright has stood the test of time. He's a remarkable pitcher. Let's look. 10-29 season, he did not pitch because he was hurt with Tommy John. But let's just go a year before that in 28 years old, 2010. He was 20-11 in 33 starts, 2.42 ERA, 230 innings pitched, ERA plus of 160. Pretty dominant. Second in the Cy Young, got robbed by Tim Lincecum. And this year the numbers are on track. Maybe not to be that good, but the point still stands that he's pitching like he hasn't in a very, very long time, because he's been solid in years past. He was solid last year at a 3.15 in a COVID-shortened season. A 4.19 ERA in 2019 is pretty respectable for a 37-year-old. But a 3.10 ERA for a 39-year-old, close to be 40-year-old, is remarkable. Adam Wainwright is showing no signs of slowing down. Absolutely zero signs of slowing down. It's been remarkable to see, and I don't know how much longer we're gonna have this. He said in an article to Ken Rosenthal a couple, months ago at this point in The Athletic, that it's either going to be this year or next. I think that if he continues to show that he can pitch like this, he's been the Cardinals' most reliable starter all season, for crying out loud. You got to bring him back. I think he's a more clear-cut, cut-and-dry case than Yadier Molina. Yadier Molina, we can debate, and some of you might be saying, oh, it's no debate, it's no sign. Oh, it's no debate, it's a yes sign. Adam Wainwright, I don't think it's a debate, because I think it's a yes sign regardless. He's a remarkable pitcher. He still has something in him. He is pitching above average in just about any metric you want to look at. ERA plus, FIP, ERA, innings pitched, he's up there in all of them. Some of them for the first time in a long time. Highest is going to be his lowest ERA, like I mentioned, since 2014 if it stays pat. His ERA plus is higher, except for last year, than it has been since 2014 when we're looking at full seasons. His FIP is a very solid, going into the start, a 3.71. He's just, all the peripherals are there. The peripherals are there. The StatCast things are there. The traditional stats are there. And the intangibles are there. Adam Wainwright means so much to this city and this team. And again, you could argue that Molina does too. But Adam Wainwright is putting his money where his mouth is and producing. I know Molina had 2 hits on Sunday and had an RBI. That's great. Let's talk about Yachty a different time. Let's just all sit here and marvel at the fact and be amazed at the fact that Adam Wainwright is doing this at 39 years old. And let's be amazed at the fact, just another little wrinkle before I take my first break, he did this on the day that the Cardinals honored Bob Gibson. Bob Gibson's son threw out a first pitch to Tim McCarver. What better way to honor Bob Gibson than dominating like Adam Wainwright did? The only other better way that I could think of to honor Bob Gibson is by throwing a complete game. And Adam Wainwright was 3 outs away from doing so. You just can't make this stuff up. Zach Wheeler did it, complete game, almost threw a no-hitter, but threw a complete game shutout against I believe it was the Mets, but on the day that they honored Roy Halladay, retired his number in Philadelphia, Adam Wainwright did the same thing, or nearly the same thing, I guess, when the Cardinals honored the late, great Bob Gibson, celebration of life, because they weren't able to do it last year when he passed away in October after the season had ended. So a great way to honor Bob Gibson, a great win for the Cardinals. And before we get to the negatives, I'll talk a little bit about the positives of Game 1, and then it's going to, sadly, having to talk about the rest of the negatives from this weekend because there are plenty of them. But all that, we'll take a quick break first and then get into the rest of the baseball this weekend. I share a bed with a Pro Bowl quarterback, an Olympic swimmer, and a national women's soccer star. I should explain. When I heard how many elite athletes sleep on a molecule mattress and call it their best sleep ever, I order one for myself, and they are spot on. Now, I'm no elite athlete, but I officiate. I get out there and exercise, and I deal with some sleeping issues of a sore back every once in a while. I get too hot sometimes and wake up in the middle of the night. But Molecule Sleep scientists literally created the world's most perfect mattress. It's unlike any other mattress in a box. It's cool to the touch, not like other foam mattresses. It has 6 times the airflow of my old mattress, so it keeps me cool all night. It has zone reflex layers that adjust with me all my weird sleep positions, so I never awake with a stiff neck or sore back, and it's antimicrobial. Molecule mattress is how elite athletes get the best sleep ever. So sleep on your Molecule mattress risk-free for 100 days. If you don't like it, if you don't have your deepest, most restorative sleep ever, then return it. Visit onmolecule.com and save 20% with the promo code LOCKEDON, LOCKEDON, locked on. Again, save 20% with promo code LOCKEDON at onmolecule.com. Like I mentioned, all the negatives of this weekend as the Cardinals do fall twice in 3 games against Phillies, against the Pirates. Let's talk about some of the good things that came on Monday. Yes, they were 2 for 11 with runners in scoring position and did strand 9 runners. However, Paul Goldschmidt had a 2-hit day, a double and a home run as he continues to produce and be on a torrid, at least a hot stretch nonetheless. When you look at the last week, he's hitting .419 on base with .455, slugging of .710, a home run. He's 13 for his last 31. He's got 2 home runs in the last 15 games with a .377 average. Paul Goldschmidt continues to prove the fact, and whether he admits it or not, or likes it or not, he gets hotter as the season heats up, or as the temperatures heat up, I should say. So he sent one into Big Macklin for a run. Yadier Molina had an RBI base hit, as well as Harrison Bader. It was a really good piece of hitting. I know Bader is going through an awful stretch here in the month of August. I know that. I'm not trying to defend him. Again, that's another conversation for a different time. His averages dip back down. His OPS, he's 3 for his last 27, 10 for his last 57. So the last 3 weeks have not been good, Harrison Bader. I know that. But it was a nice piece of hitting in his last at-bat on Sunday to drive in the run and provide insurance, because without a large Nootbaar leaping catch, I don't know if I call it diving, but leaping catch, Alex Reyes might have had another blown save, or at least another run-allowing appearance if Lars Nootbaar doesn't make that play. So good for Harrison Bader to provide insurance. So Harrison Bader, Yadier Molina, Paul Goldschmidt. Lars Nootbaar also had a 2 for 4.9. He's having love Mr. Nootbaar. Time to get into the negatives, because there are plenty of negatives to go around. The Cardinals, even yesterday in their win, 2 for 11 with runners in scoring position, they stranded 10 runners on base. Not great. Now, we go to the game on Saturday. The Cardinals fall this one late 5-4 as the bullpen falters. The Cardinals had 10 hits. They were 2 for 7 with runners in scoring position, and they left 9 runners on base. Lars Nootbaar had a costly error. The Pittsburgh Pirates score 3 in the top half of the 7th. Thanks to Ke'Bryan Hayes. I know Ethan Smith of Locked On Pirates is very happy about that. He's a very big Ke'Bryan Hayes enthusiast. He had a single in that top half of the 7th inning, and the other runs came on a Yoshi Tsutsugo single. And then Harrison Bader did throw Brian Reynolds out. Bader to Sosa to Molina. So Bader, even when he does struggle, provides high-quality defense. Yes, he had a bungle of an error on Friday night, which I'll get to. I don't mean to laugh because it wasn't funny. It was actually quite awful because that ended up being the difference in the game in addition to the Cardinals not hitting. But I'm getting ahead of myself, so I digress. On Saturday, Cardinal bullpen was not able to get it done. J.A. Happ with a quality start, both in terms of the stat that I don't like and in terms of just the descriptor of his start. 6 innings, 6 hits, 2 earned runs, a walk, 8 punch-outs. Those 2 runs given up via the solo home run. Genesis Cabrera gave up his first earned runs in a while as he gives up 3 earned across an innings of work. Luis Garcia and TJ McFarland continue to prove that they are valuable options out of this bullpen and giving Mike Shildt more options to trust. And that very well might just be because they are fresh, have not been used as much as Genesis Cabrera, Giovanni Gallegos, and Alex Reyes. And we could just be seeing fatigue out of those 3, and that's why they're struggling right now. But nevertheless, Garcia and McFarland have shown that they deserve more high-leverage situations. There's no question about it. They both had kind of tumultuous start to their Cardinal careers, but have proven that they deserve more high-leverage situations. But nevertheless, it was Genesis Cabrera's not turn, but it was his doing of blowing a lead of why the Cardinals fell on Saturday night. And another reason, like I said, offensively, they went 2 for 7 with one score position, trended 9, but they only had 2 extra base hits, Paul Goldschmidt and Edmundo Sosa. And Edmundo Sosa is getting a lot more starts than Paul Goldschmidt right now, so let's talk about that for a moment. I don't think that either Paul Goldschmidt, I said Paul Goldschmidt, I meant Paul DeJong. I don't think that either Paul DeJong or Edmundo Sosa are long-term options at the shortstop position. I don't. I think that Paul DeJong is a streaky hitter. He's okay defensively. He's going to make most of, if not all, he's going to make probably 95% of the routine plays. Edmundo Sosa does have his moments, but I think Edmundo Sosa overall is the better fielder. And I think when Edmundo Sosa starts, he hits, especially when he starts at home. He's very good when he starts at home. Sosa should be the starting shortstop for the rest of this Cardinals. If you disagree, let me know. I'm not trying to call anybody out, but if you do disagree, I'd love to talk about it. Let's talk. DM me on Twitter at LJFastball. DM the show on Twitter or Instagram, LO_Cardinals. Email the show, lockedoncards@gmail.com. Let's have a discussion. I'll talk about it on the show some more. But I do think that Edmundo Sosa is proving to be a valuable commodity to the St. Louis Cardinals team and organization. And to me, he's the kind of guy that managers like Mike Shildt and coaching staffs like Mike Shildt love. Baseball intangibles, able to make the baseball play, and that kind of sounds kind of corny, but just able to make all the right plays and make good decisions on the baseball field. Again, he's young, he's made some mistakes, and I do not think he's a long-term option. I still would love to see the Cardinals go after a shortstop this offseason, whether it's Corey Seager, Carlos Correa, I struggle with just because of the Houston history, or Trevor Story. I think any 3 of those guys would be an improvement over DeJong/Sosa. But credit to what credit to do. I think Sosa has done a remarkable job off the bench, but in a replacement role for Paul DeJong. And credit to Mr. Sosa. I think that he should get the bulk of, if not be the starting shortstop for the rest of the season for the St. Louis Cardinals. He had 2 hits on Saturday. O'Neill, Goldschmidt, Edman also had 2 hits, but Sosa had one of the 2 extra base hits for the St. Louis Cardinals. And what sucked about Saturday is, you had the comeback after the top of the 3rd. Cardinals score a run. Cardinals give up a run in the top half of the 4th. Another home run given up by Happ. And then the Cardinals put 2 runs in the bottom of the 6th. Great comeback, and then let up 3 runs in the top half of the 7th. It was just high, low. And this offense has not shown to be traditionally able to kind of play in a slugfest or able to make too many comebacks this season. And you just thought that this might have been one of those times where they do make a pretty, I was going to say historical, but at least a pretty solid comeback effort. And the Cardinals have not shown the ability to do that this season. So Saturday was a tough night for the bullpen, because like I say, usually the Cardinals are going to win when they pitch well. And they had solid starting pitching all 3 games of this series. Michaelis was, especially given the circumstances and the context of him, of that start, pitched very well. J.A. Happ, very well, 6 innings, 2 earned. And obviously, Adam Wainwright pitched extremely well on Sunday, like I talked about in segment number 1. And Adam Wainwright continues to defy Father Time and say, hey, I'm going to keep on pitching whether you like it or not. But the series was an odd time where the bullpen, both the bullpen blew it on Saturday, and the Cardinals just didn't hit on Friday. That was evident. They blew too many runners, scoring too many chances with runners in scoring position. So we'll talk about Friday next, and it was just really difficult to see the Cardinals fall on Friday after a really positive win on Thursday. So talking about Friday's game as well as previewing a little bit of the upcoming Detroit Tigers series next on Locked On Cardinals. But first, I want to tell you about the best tasting protein bar in the business. That's right. I'm not lying. It is Built Bar. They have 9 delicious flavors. They have something for everyone. And each one of these bars I'm about to tell you about are covered 100% in chocolate. Coconut, cherry barcia, raspberry, mint brownie, double chocolate, salted caramel, strawberry, orange, cookies and cream, and German chocolate. I love myself some chocolate, and I'm a big sweet tooth, but I also want to stay healthy. So that's why my favorite and my go-to that I just ordered to my new apartment, double chocolate. But like I said, there's something for everybody, and get yourself a mixed box where you get 2 of each of the 9 flavors. Not only are these Built Bars incredibly tasty, but they're healthy as well. 130 to 180 grams of protein, or calories, 17 to 18 grams of protein, 4 to 5 grams of sugar, 4 to 5 grams of net carbs. Just to clear up the confusion, 130 to 180 calories and 17 to 18 grams of protein. So they're all amazing flavors, they're all tasty, and they're all healthy. Where are you going to lose? You're not with Built Bar. So order yourself a pack today, whether it's the mixed box, double chocolate, raspberry, whatever. And Built Bar is also the official protein bar of the U.S. track and field team. So we'll be eating like the USA track and field team and getting protein like them. Another reason to get Built Bar. You want another reason? Great. Go to Built.com right now. Use promo code LOCKED15, LOCKED15, to get 15% off your order. Reasons galore to go order at a Built Bar. Use promo code LOCKED15 for 15% off at Built.com. And it's that time of year again when all eyes are now turning to football. At least most eyes, because your eyes are still locked on Cardinals. But teams are back on the gridiron to start the football season. And as always, BetOnline is your number one SPO and college football action this season. Get all the updated odds, props, and contests, including the online's biggest $500,000 NFL mega contest and the world's largest $200,000 NFL Survivor contest, open now at BetOnline. Head to the website or use your mobile device to sign up today and receive your 100%, that's right, your 100% welcome bonus. Be sure to also take advantage of their opening day super promo where you make a bet on the Thursday, September 9th season opener between the Super Bowl champion Buccaneers and the Dallas Cowboys. And if you lose, your wager will be refunded for up to $25 for new customers only when signing up and using the promo code NFL100. BetOnline, the fastest and easiest way to bet on all your favorite sports, from football, basketball, boxing, right to your favorite casino games. Don't wait and take advantage of the great offers available for the 2021 season. Promo code for the welcome bonus is LOCKEDON, locked on. BetOnline, your online sports book experts. Friday's game was just all sorts of disappointing for a multitude of reasonings. 1, they were facing the Pittsburgh Pirates. 2, they were at home. 3, they were coming off an exceptional win against the Milwaukee Brewers. 4, you had Miles Michaelis show up and not give up an earned run. And 5, you had the bullpen give up 2 extra runs to just put salt in the wound. 5, you had the offense not show up. So Friday was just a bad day. It was a bad day at the office, a bad day to watch. This team right now just at some point really isn't fun to watch, especially when they're losing at home to the Pirates like this, losing 2 out of 3. Because as positive as I was in segment number 1, don't get it twisted. This was still a bad weekend for the St. Louis Cardinals on almost all accounts, except for the positive of Adam Wainwright. That's it. Because this team, any playoff hopes were, in my opinion, were stalled with this losing 2 out of 3 at home against the Pittsburgh Pirates. And I think that there was an account on Twitter that said it bet STL Sports Central, one of the biggest Cardinals and Blues covers. Excuse me. They said the Cardinals need to win 7 out of the next 9 to really have a chance. So they need to go 7. They tweeted this on August 21st. The Cardinals must go 7-2 at worst in their 9-game stretch against Pittsburgh and Detroit. So that, and by that logic, they need to win the next 6 games. They won last night or yesterday, so that's a win. But again, Friday, just to talk about it, was just painful. Cardinals had 10 hits, 0 for 7 with runners in scoring position. They left 12 runners on base. And Harrison Bader, who's a polarizing topic enough, had the costly error that, quote-unquote, cost the Cardinals the game. But again, what cost the Cardinals the game really? In the moment, it might have been the Harrison Bader error, but it also was the Cardinals not hitting and striking out 10 times, 6 against Keller, the starter. And don't forget that Harrison Bader also helped out Miles Mikolas a ton with 2 diving catches earlier in the game. A rare bad error by Harrison Bader. Pittsburgh Pirates hit the ball had 4 hits, scored 4 runs. Cardinals had 10 hits, scored 0 runs. And the Cardinals had no extra base hits. It was all singles. It was frustrating. It was very frustrating. And to be honest, I don't like being super negative. I love the Cardinals. I don't like just bashing them and hating on them all the time. So I'm just going to chalk up Friday to what it was. It was a bad game. It was a brutal game to watch. It was awful. Just awful. Not a fan of that game. And we're gonna discard it. So let's just say we want to be extremely positive now as we're about to close out the show. If the Cardinals want to make the playoffs, I agree with at STL Sports Central. They need to go 7-2. So therefore, they need to go 6-0 and have a 7-game winning streak against the Tigers and Pirates. Is it doable? Sure, because it's the Tigers and Pirates. But also, this Detroit Tigers team is not as bad as they were earlier in the season, and the Cardinals lost to them. The September schedule, like STL Sports Central said, and I talked about last week, is absolutely brutal. You got the Reds, Dodgers, Mets, Padres, and Brewers. The only non-playoff threat the Cardinals are playing are the Chicago Cubs, and that's 4 times. Every other game is against either a playoff team or a playoff threat to make the playoffs. It's going to be a tall task. It was an ugly weekend. I hope your Monday is not going terribly, but I really hope it was better than the weekend. I hope Cardinals don't play today, so you can't be disappointed by them now. But some Cardinal news that did just break as I'm recording this Sunday evening. Cardinals out. KK left elbow inflammation activated from the 10-day IL. Junior Fernandez has been optioned to AAA Memphis. So we'll see. That broke 5 hours ago, so I guess I just missed that. So I apologize for that. But we'll see we'll see if KK Kim is going to be a starter or a bullpen, and KK Kim back on the Major League roster. Again, according to that Cardinals Twitter account 5 hours ago as of this recording. Tomorrow's show is going to be a series preview of the Detroit Tigers series, breaking down the probables, and the Cardinals play at 6:45 and then 12:15 on Wednesday. And then they have a 4-game set against Pittsburgh Pirates, where they're all at evening games, except for, again, on Sunday, where they play at 12:05 Central Time. At least we have baseball. After a year of only 60 games, we got 162 of these things. So I guess we've got baseball. That is the key. So tomorrow on the show, like I mentioned, we're breaking down the series probables and breaking down the Detroit Tigers series. It's going to be a quick one. And let's just hope the Cardinals can give it back to the Pirates or the Tigers. The Cardinals got swept in a 2-game series by the Tigers earlier. Hopefully they can return the favor in this next 2-game series. I be hopeful that you are watching tomorrow or listening on your favorite podcasting platform. Be sure to subscribe wherever you want to consume this content, on Twitter, on any of your podcasting platforms, or on YouTube. Follow me on Twitter at LJ Fastball. Make sure you also follow the show on Twitter and Instagram at LO_Cardinals. And be sure to email the show anytime at lockedoncards@gmail.com. But until I talk to you guys next time, which hopefully will be Tuesday, but hopefully it's going to be a positive one, looking into a Cardinal win against the Detroit Tigers. Enjoy your off day, and be sure to stay safe, stay well, and have a fantastic rest of your day.